easy go.
Hey guys, back to you today here with another video, but today we're doing a little something different. This is Ark Survival Evolved, and I'm pretty much just going to tell you the story of my time playing Ark. And I am still playing, I don't really have that much time right now, but I do start this new job within the next week, and I'll be able to get 4 days off a week, so I'll be able to start recording a whole lot more. I know I said I was going to do daily videos, but I got busy and I didn't have time to do it, and I am sorry about that. I think I'm going to cut it down to two, maybe 3 videos a week, just so I ain't spamming the channel and so I can come up with things to post. But during that first video clip, that was the very first base we had on Primitive, and this is the second base that you are seeing right now. This was our Giga pen, and we were raising some babies there. Yeah, it was pretty difficult to build that pen where it wasn't flat because we didn't really know how to build back then. But this little island right here, this was where we were making a breedery. Eventually we did take those 2 behemoth gates out there, and then we extended it out onto the water, kind of like an indoor pool kind of thing, so we could float dinos, because back then, you know, floating dinos, it wouldn't take no food at all pretty much to raise anything. In this clip here you see us preparing for a raid. We are on a raid with Hungry Hobos. We weren't always friends with them. We were fighting at first. We ended up running a wyvern pen on their Scorched because they threatened us, said that we were on the list for no reason. So that night we went and ran their wyvern pen. They got pretty mad about that and said that they were just joking about it, but now that we were gonna get raided or wiped or whatnot, and I told them, I was like, what did you guys expect us to do? You threatened us. We ain't gonna just sit there and wait for you to come. I mean, but here's another raid that we did with them. This one was really fun. I think it was the biggest one we was on with them. This right here was pretty epic and crazy, if I say so myself. We did not expect this at all. Those Rexes on the left of the screen there, they just came running through the pillars, and everybody was freaking out in the party chat. You should have heard it. I wish I could have recorded it. But yeah, the clip doesn't show the end of the fight or anything like that, but we did end up killing it. But they did a lot of damage with those Rexes whistling them on us. But that was pretty much the end of Primitive for us. As you can see in these screenshots here, a couple guys, they insided us, and completely insided us, and these were guys we played with for about a year and a half to 2 years, and it was very unfortunate. It was actually the 2 guys in the clip where we were setting up a breeding base on that little island, meaning Whams knocked each other out. It was those 2 guys. Whams did apologize, and I forgave him. He said he just pretty much got roped into it. He got on, and his friend, who is Wicked, they're friends in real life, so he was already in the process of doing it, and he didn't know what to do, so he just went along with it, and he came to my party and apologized for it, and we worked things. That was cool. But we got him back on the new servers. We raided them once. We got them kicked out of Alliance by proving that they insided us on Primitive. But yeah, that's how Primitive ended up for us. After Primitive, me and a couple guys came to Unofficial. This is a meat run that we did. These guys were in the mesh. They were talking crap, coming over, fighting us daily. So we eventually found them. We got a meat run on them, and it was a lot of fun. But this is the only clip I really have from that Unofficial. We wasn't there very long because new servers released within a week or 2 after that. But in the next clip, you'll see that, well, it's not really a clip, it's screenshots. I didn't have any clips really from Official. I didn't really play all that much. I joined up. I played a lot at first, but I didn't really take any kind of clips or anything. This is all from my Xbox clips. But this was the base we had, Hell Hydra. We was on center. We were in the lava cave on Lava Island, of course. and we were pretty set up. If you guys want to see an actual defense video, Blunt Shifts has a YouTube channel. He has a defense video on there. We were fighting New Air, but after we got wiped off there, these screenshots that you're seeing right now, this is the base that we made after that. We went to not Scorched, I'm sorry, Rag, and I think it was 287, and we built up pretty fat on there, and we had some allies on server X2 Easy and Girth Gang, but Girth Gang ended up stabbing us in the back. They ended up blue tagging us, pretty much destroying gates, destroying a tower to let Supremacy, or yeah, it was Supremacy, come in and meat run almost every Rex we had, some Gigas and some Wyverns that we had. So after that, we ended the alliance. They left server. They packed up and left real quick because they knew they were going to get wiped. They had been planning this for a while apparently. But as you're seeing in this clip right here, after that, I kind of quit playing and I wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to build up my own base. So I was going around to servers trying to find a server that I could build on with some guys. And this is Powerhouse GG. They picked me up and put me inside this arena with a Apache and just told me survive, you know. And I thought this was really neat because this is an actual official PvP server, and I've never had anything happen like this before on official. So I thought it was pretty cool. They were just having a fun, good old time. I had fun. I thought it was hilarious. These guys didn't let me build on their server, of course. They didn't talk to me after this. Couldn't get them to respond. But oh, and this clip right here, it is the raid on Girth Gang, the guys who blue tagged us. We found their Ragnarok and we trolled them for weeks, and we eventually came over here and we did wipe them. Also on Blunt Shift's channel, he has an attack video on them. I will be posting his link in the description. But after all that, I pretty much got tired of being in big tribes and, you know, all that mega war stuff and meshing, and I figured I'd go to 6-man. I figured it'd be better. Nah, boy, was I wrong. Meshing on 6-man is god awful. We started off in the bear cave on the center, and we were getting meshed daily. I wasn't on most of the time whenever it happened, but whenever I was, you know, we took care of it. We just get on Gigas, munch them through the walls. Most damage they ever did was took down the chandelier tower in there, and once they took down that tower, we ended up moving, and you'll be able to see the new base that we moved to. As you can see here, this is actually a clip of my brother. He's the one on the Giga. I'm the one that ran out and threw the mana down. These guys right here are the only tribe that tried to attack us legit, the only tribe that tried to raid us legit. Everybody else that pulled up to our cave was in the mesh, and I mean, I understand it's almost impossible to raid that cave. I mean, it ain't impossible, it just takes a lot of time, especially if somebody's on. But yeah, it was pretty sad. But we had an extinction base as well. As you can see here, we're on extinction. I'm actually in the mesh. The guys that I'm killing right now are actually allies of ours. I woke up, got on, and they were under the mesh blowing up our towers, and they were supposedly allies. So we packed up and moved off of extinction right after that because we knew what was going to happen. So we moved. This is the point that we moved from extinction completely to center. We were on center as well, but it was just a side base, but then we moved everything to center. This base right here that you're seeing in this clip, this was the base of the guys that were trying to mesh us on center, and his name was Charlie. I think the kid's name was Charlie. He was the one that was trying to mesh our extinction, and yeah, we got him back. So, and he constantly tried to come back over and troll, and he talked crap in chat, and you know, done the whole whining and crying and, you know, being salty thing. But here we got, these guys didn't do nothing to us. We didn't even know who they were. we were trying to build a wyvern raising pen on Rag and on top of the mountain and that this cave is under. So we figured we'd wipe them and take it over because it'd be a great spot. Well, we wiped them, and we ended up talking to the guy, and he seemed really chill, and he ended up joining us, and yeah, he became a really good member of the team. He played, he grinded, he raised stuff, he put in work, and on screen here you got now. This is another raid that we did. We didn't know these guys either. We just were bored. We wanted to go out, have some PvP, raid somebody, get some loot. And apparently these guys just had set up like I think a week, but they had heavy turrets. They had a nice crafting station outside, so we went for it. I mean, by looking at it, we couldn't tell that they just started. It looked like it had been there at least for a couple weeks or something like that. So they'd have something. They had rock golems in the cave, crowd tames, you know, the whole shebang. Well, and this right here, this is my brother's clips as well. I was on the raid, but the only clips of mine on that raid is whenever I was blasting the crafting station with a mana. After that, I had to go to bed for work, and yeah. In that last clip, that was the first Titan that was pulled on our center. We got rid of it pretty quickly with the help of our allies, Dead on Arrival, which I'll tell you the story about Dead on Arrival here in a little while, so-called allies. But for now, let's get back to this defense. These guys, I think it's MC Gaming, he was coming over here over some kind of beef in the past, trying to hit us. He came over daily. This island we moved to after getting meshed constantly in the cave, and we figured we couldn't get meshed on the island. We were wrong, but nobody tried to mesh us while we was on the island, so that was good. But the turret rafts were really annoying. But we defended against a tree titan, a sky titan, 2 sky titans, and they were going to bring an ice titan, but we moved before they could because what had happened. The story is, Dead on Arrival, who was supposedly our allies, apparently got told a rumor that we were planning on hitting them and wiping them, and which was completely a lie. We never talked about hitting them or anything like that. So they decided to come over while we were offline, claimed that we wasn't, but we were all offline. And the guy that was last on was only off for like 30 to 40 minutes. And they weren't at the base before he got off. He got back on after 30-40 minutes because he was checking on his sick wife. Well, they had apparently been watching our timers or something. As soon as he got off, they came over, and the night before this, Acid Pro Squid, which he also has a YouTube channel, I can put him in the description, he was doing a base tour video, and nobody... some of our members were supposed to put away the tames. I wasn't on for this, but they were supposed to put away our tames. We had all our manas out. Pretty much everything that we had was out, and nobody put them away at night. Well, when Dead on Arrival came over, manas were OP back then. You could tame snipe from miles away. They tame sniped all of our Quetzals, tame sniped all our Stegos, a lot of our Trikes, all of our manas. So we didn't have a way to fight back once we did get on, because manas were too OP at the time. We didn't have a way to fight them. The whole time they were talking crap, killing tames, and saying we were bad when we didn't have a manas to fight back with. There was no way you was fighting manas at this time in the game. There was no way to fight them. This is the Tree Titan clip. We killed it pretty quickly. I killed 3 or 4 of the manas there. It was a pretty good defense. We had a lot of fun with it. That island, honestly, we held out longer than most people would, longer than most people would think we would. There is actual full defense videos on Acid Pro Squid's channel if you want to check him out. This right here was the last Titan pulled up on our server before we finally called it quits on this island. As you can tell back there, our main house was severely damaged. So when we moved from here, we moved to island. and it didn't take long for people to find us. We moved to the Carno Cave, and once again the meshers came, and they came in force. We had to deal with like meshers on the daily again, but we held out a lot better there, so we didn't end up moving. What ended up happening is we defended those like 2 or 3 tribes that did try to attack us legit, and it was a lot of fun. I wish I had clips of it. I don't. I didn't really ever think about taking clips or anything because I'm just now getting into YouTube. But whenever I start playing Ark a lot more here soon, I'll start taking clips and I'll start recording all the time. I'll put a PvP montage up soon, and it should be a lot of fun. But yeah, Ark was a good run, but after this cave defense, we pretty much got meshed, offline meshed fully. Then everybody went to try to play on AB, but everybody's morals were down because one thing I didn't mention is we did try to set up on another server. Most of our stuff that we moved from center was on it. Well, pretty much we got insided completely, meat ran everything, and that pretty much ended it for everybody. Nobody really had the energy to rebuild, and that was pretty much the end of it for us. If you guys enjoyed watching, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.